Another serious issue that the whole royal family has to deal with, because I feel like, why would they not have security when Prince Harry was still at risk? And as Meghan and Harry both say, they had death threats against them. I'm not sure why how people can understand that security was taken away from them.
Because they quit royal duty, they quit the country.
They were still the same
They didn't want to do the hard yards on a wet Wednesday in Stoke at an old people's home. They wanted to live in California in luxury and make hundreds of millions out of Netflix. They can pay for their own security. Chaka Khan, this whole issue of...
Never mind me. Never mind me.
No, I'd mind you. Chaka Khan, though, is a superstar guest. I'd like to give her some airtime.
I was about to ask Chaka Khan a question.
Well, go on, then.
Which is, what is it like when you're as high profile as you are and you receive the sort of coverage that you say you recognise Meghan received? What does that do to you?
Right, well, look, no one can stand... No one can talk about what's going on in her mind and heart unless you're standing in her shoes. And that's where it gets really tricky. We're talking about racism here. I'm coming from a country that is very racist. I lived in Britain for over 30 years, and I found some of the same stuff going on that I've seen all over the world. And it's a little bitty, little ways that are so finely tuned by now that it's almost hard to find. It's hard to call out, you know. I think when the royal family does look into all of her false accusations, that they're going to have to look pretty deep. And I'm only praying, as an American, I'm not a Britisher, but I'm only hoping and praying that they will look into what she is alleging and make it to rights.
Well, I think that's important. It's also important we look into the ongoing allegations about Meghan Markle bullying people, which she's so keen to dismiss, but would actually, from my information, are actually quite serious. Andrew Morton, what would Diana make of this, do you think? I mean, she would not, surely, be enjoying any of this.
No.
Well, I think the irony is she would be enjoying it. It's almost like Diana's getting her revenge from beyond the grave. I mean, remember, she was the trailblazer in this. She put the boot into Prince Charles 20-odd years ago. She talked about wanting to be the queen of people's hearts, and which prompted the Queen herself to get involved in their divorce.
She wouldn't want William and Harry at war. They don't talk at the moment. I know for a fact they're not talking.
No, there's no question at all that she would want William and Harry to reconcile. But remember, she was actually thinking of moving to Malibu. Yeah. She was going to buy Julie Andrews' house. So she could have been with, and also Oprah was going to interview her, and then Martin Bashir swooped in.
There are so many echoes. Before we let you go, Roy and Nicholas, you're a royal correspondent, you're very plugged in, you've got great sources. Just tell us about these two weddings, because Meghan and Harry say that the big multi-million-pound wedding, well, it seems to have been a fake. They were already married before that ceremony took place. Do you know what happened? Which one was the real wedding?
Suzanne, that was absolute news to me, I have to say. And I think that is one of the points in the interview that I think the public are going to have really interesting reactions for, because we very much felt, you know, that the royal press that were covering it, the British public who was so behind that amazing day, that was their wedding. That was the royal wedding. And that we suddenly were told that, well, that wasn't actually the royal wedding. The royal wedding was 3 days earlier in the back garden at Kensington Palace. It's quite a revelation. I should think Lambeth Palace phones are going to be ringing off their hooks this morning with questions for the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, to answer. I think the only other thing I'd say is this is just a desperately sad family situation. I know Harry says he hopes that time will heal those family bonds. My goodness me, it's going to be a lot harder after this interview.
I think William is going to